chosen to make this video about a perceived waste of time due to an experience I had earlier. I was watching In Love Out of Time, which she's great. You guys should look her up. And in the little field for related videos or whatnot, there was a video titled Fat Lady on Obesity Epidemic versus Children Dying of Hunger, and it's by Mademoiselle One, I believe. I clicked on it and was watching it and whatnot, and she didn't make any excuses for her obesity. We're going to pretend I can speak. But she didn't make any excuses, for which I commend her. It is her responsibility, and if there's going to be any changes in that area, they're up to her. She'll have to make it happen. So I commend her on taking responsibility for that. She went on to speak of all the various diets and whatnot that she's tried. We're talking Atkins, South Beach, etc., stuff like that. And I thought it was senseless. In my mind, it just seems so sensible to eat properly, to exercise, to remain consistent, and to rest, right? Now that I've started doing all that, which I'm still working on the sleep, the rest, I'm working on it. I'm going to get it down pat here in a minute or two. But it just seems sensible. And this other stuff, to me, it's just like, that's so senseless. It's just a waste of people's time and money and their motivation, and it's going to make them plummet, into... Ow! Dropped my mic. Sorry. I apologize. But, they're going to plummet into, the depths of despair because they get their hopes up and it doesn't work, yada, yada, yada. So it just seems senseless to me. And I was thinking to myself, this lady has wasted so much of her time trying all this stuff that just, it's not tailored to fit her needs. It's mass marketed. And then she said that the only way she would be able to overcome her obesity, to win the battle of obesity within her life, is to educate herself. And I was like, oh no, gotta think. So I was thinking, mulling everything over, turning it over in my head. This idea was forming. It's shocking, I know, I think. But I was scrolling down and I was reading some of the comments. And there was one in particular, Anime 891 or something to that effect, in which this guy says that her parents are idiots for allowing her to eat unhealthy food. Okay. And then from there, he, in a manner of speaking, he tells her to stop wasting her time by making videos. So it made me think yet again. And I realized that she had not wasted her time. Like I said, it may seem sensible to me, but it wasn't a waste of her time because it was an effort. And it didn't work, but it did bring her to the place where she realized that she has to educate herself about it. So I was somewhat amused, disappointed with myself, and irritated in general. But with thinking about it, I'm glad that I experienced it in that manner. Because I now have a better understanding, and I believe that it's going to lead to a greater tolerance and patience in my life. Greater compassion, perhaps. And it's a form of motivation. I can't remember the guy's name or which disease. I believe it was polio. I want to say polio, but don't quote me. I'm horrible with this stuff. But this guy was researching a vaccination for a childhood disease, which was pretty bad. So let's just go with polio, and we'll say this guy. And it took him 200 tries. And whenever he finally found the vaccination, the press was like, how does it feel to have failed 200 times? And, or was it 201 try? I don't know, 199. And he looked at him and he said, I've never failed in my life. And they're like, what do you mean? There were like 200 times that you didn't get it right. And he's like, I didn't fail. I simply found 200 ways to not vaccinate this disease. And I really like that outlook. So it's not that she failed, it's just she found however many ways that wouldn't work for her, which is going to take her one step closer to the way that's, it's going to work for her, the program that she's going to find and implement into her life, which will allow her to combat, obesity and whatnot. So yeah, I don't know. I'm not articulating well, am I? Life does go on. I don't know. It just seems so... I want to use the word ignorant, because ignorance is basically it's a lack of exposure, I guess you could say. Your horizons haven't been broadened yet to include, your scope is limited to X, and that's ignorance in my book. But so maybe ignorance is the right word. I ignorantly assumed that she was wasting her time, just as Anime 891 ignorantly assumed she was wasting her time. He's like, don't make this video, go to the gym or plan an exercise routine or something. And it just really strikes me that's just beyond ignorant. And I'm guilty of it. So now that I'm aware of it, I have the responsibility to do something about it. And I'm going to start with me. I'm not going to assume that just because I deem it as a waste of time that it actually is a waste of time. I'm going to attempt to be more willing to accept, if not the endeavor, the effort behind the endeavor. So yeah. I don't know. I kind of feel shamed by my behavior in that respect. So yeah. All you have to do is keep on trucking, people. Find something that's going to be tailored to your needs. And it's going to work well for you. Do it in a healthy fashion, please. Like, don't restrict your caloric intake to 0 and exercise 23.9 hours or something. Be feasible and healthy. But do what it takes to make it happen for you. And the next time you see somebody trying something, if you've ever been guilty of it, of just discounting it like that, try to view it as an effort, something that should be encouraged, or offer constructive criticism in a very polite manner. Don't be like, oh, you're so stupid or anything like that, but if you know a better way or something that you think may be able to help, offer it in a kind way, a suggestive manner, not do it or die. Anyway, my time's about up, and I'm done with my little thing, and I'll talk to you guys later.